horse butt and underwear for
Oh yeah.
oh my god, Lyle. Jesus Christ. I kept almost saying liar. I'm like, no, stop. Boom, boom, boom. And a little kettle. Slight scale thing going on there where I'm like, that's his underwear and that's his kettle. His kettle is dick sized.
I think the audio is the audio weird?
It was a little crunchy for a second there.
I think it's fine.
But that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
good.
that's it. I like the blue candle.
And backgrounds are hard. I can't do them. Yeah, the blue flame, little dagger, just discarded. That's a little dangerous.
I'm noticing with like the slight amount of snow is the implication that like most of the dank shit happened through winter, and now we're like getting into springtime here. There's a lot of flowers.
Yeah, it does seem like flowers are blooming, huh?
Adria specifically says like at winter's end, so I guess.
Okay, got it.
Rolling over, my eyes struggle to stay open, but my mind is wide awake. When all my body wants to do is go back to sleep, my surroundings become apparent and my curiosity takes over. It has legitimately been an eternity since we last had Richter's perspective. All the way back when he ran was like, there's been so many scenes since then, actually.
Yeah.
The smell of burning wood wafts over my face, along with the cool winter breeze. My body feels warm, but the bedroll I'm enveloped in is cool to the touch. The fur my head lays against is warm, however. I sit up enough so that my vision does not only consist of the cliffside I am under, and look around. All around me are trees, covered in a thin layer of snow. Despite the frost shrouding everything, flowers bloom and nature thrives. There's a small campfire next to the bedroll I'm in, with a pot of water hanging above it, softly boiling. Where am I? And where's Lyle? Slowly sitting up, my mind is still able to hold on to the visions that have run through my mind for who knows how long. Recalling them is not as easy, but the knowledge of what I've seen is still there. Tigran. I go into the mind's eye and look around. It feels empty here, even considering the absence of Tigran. Tigran! Tigran, Tigran, Tigran. I shout into the chasm, but get no reply. They said we would speak again soon, but I assume I won't be seeing them for a while. The Temple of Hyeta. I've never even heard of such a place. They'd better come back soon because I don't even know where to start with this. Not only that, but where the hell was I?
Adrius. Can we save and like go in and out of like just give a little refresh here? Because I feel like this doesn't normally happen. I think this might just be Rempy in a bugged state.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's like Adrius is still showing up now.
The ghost of Adrius.
It's like Adrius isn't even in this chapter. Go away. There he is.
Nope. No.
I have no idea what it does. Yeah.
What could it mean?
I come back to the small camp where I'm laying down. Sitting up, I toss the upper corner of the bedroll to the side and look around, trying to gain a better understanding of my surroundings. A horse who feels familiar stands close by, hitched onto a tree with a fur blanket draped over them. After remembering where I am and what's happened, I realize that this is the horse Lyle was riding. There's a water skin laying at my feet, and I reach for it, popping the cork. I stick my fingers inside and tip the skin to the side. I bring the tip of my finger to my mouth and taste it. It's definitely water, and it's cold too. I put the opening to my mouth and begin to guzzle down the contents. It's like drinking the water from a melted glacier, more fresh than anything I've ever had over the past month. I pull the skin away from my mouth, gasping for breath, the crisp air tickling the inside of my mouth. Looking around while I quench my thirst, I notice a specific thing about the camp supplies strewn about. There's a clothing line stretched from the top of the small cliff all the way down to the same tree the horse is hitched to. A pair of trousers and a white shirt hang from this line, along with a towel and even a pair of undergarments. These clothes are definitely Lyle's. I've seen that bulge before. I've seen him in that shirt on multiple occasions. In between the clothing, there's a lantern with a blue flame dancing on its candle. Vitality fire. I assume it's there to keep the drying clothes from freezing stiff, but as I look around, I notice that there's no frost on any of the grass around it. It's like I'm nestled in a small circle of the forest, unaffected by the frigid weather around it. I look to my left to see a small cloth with small red berries nestled in it, along with a large green apple. I'm not terribly hungry at the moment, but I sense that will change soon. I decide to take a few berries, examining them first. They're wintergreen berries, the kind I used to eat as a kid. I pop a few in my mouth, and the flavor is stiff at first. After chewing for a moment, the taste becomes a bit stronger, and my tongue relaxes into it. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot a book left open at the base of my bedroll. I'm about to reach for it, but I hear a noise in the distance. The noise of rustling bushes echoes through the fog, along with the sound of twigs snapping. It could be a small animal, but as the sound draws nearer, I'm convinced it's much larger than squirrel or hare. From out of the fog, I see a pair of tall, pointy ears peek out from behind a large bush. The wolf steps over the snowy shrubbery, a bow slung over his shoulder, with a pail of water in one hand and an expired turkey in the other. My brain defaults to otherwise when you say expired turkey. We're like, our eyes meet and the world freezes. Because of the ice. He's dressed as an entire Geralt.
You're awake.
Go away. Stop it. I wonder why that's happening. That's fascinating.
Richter, it's me.
No, go away. You're haunted. You're haunted by the vision
other personality
of
trying to break
the
in.
twink fascist. He sets the pail and turkey on the ground and rushes over to me. Before I can say anything, I'm pulled into a tight hug as he carefully kneels down at my side. Ow.
Oh, sorry.
He pulls away from the hug and rests his large paws on my shoulders.
Are you okay? How long have you been awake? Do you need some water?
One question at a time, please. He lunges at me again and starts to plant kisses all over my face. Lunge is a hell of a verb to use on someone that just was ouched. I'm pushed back onto the bedroll and pinned down by his weight. His cape blankets over us as he continues to smother me in affection. He ends it with a deep kiss on the lips, pulling away and rolling over onto the ground next to me. His armor makes it a bit hard for him to move around, but he eventually situates himself. I struggle to roll over and look at him. My body's still somewhat sore. And you just got jumped on by the 7-foot wolf covered in heavy armor. Still, even with that, I feel completely rejuvenated after what just happened.
I've been waiting for you to wake up for what feels like ages. It's been a week since Jesus. He keeps passing out for weeks. He's had so much soup rag in him. It's been a week since we escaped.
I do feel like Richter might have spent 50% of the timeline of this game unconscious by the end of it. I want to see it calendared out, because you have the initial knockout when he arrives, And then you have the KO when I think he loses like a week before the trial or right after the trial. And then he's out for a week now after mostly just running across a field. That's what he did. Unless it was like a Tigran brain explosion that took him out.
That was, we had the count that it was like 50 days in at the start of last time. That was when we skipped over to Lyle's POV when he was coming up with the plan to escape the execution. So that's a chunk. This is a pretty big chunk of 50 days. The calendar really leapt forward at one point where I was like, oh, what? Wait, we're this far in? I think I remember questioning because I was pointing out how many days in it was earlier. He pants, clearly out of breath. Puffs of hot air form in clouds around his muzzle. I remember everything now. I thought I was done for, but there you were, swooping in to save me at the last second. Wait, is that what you remember now? You can't... If that's what he means, I'm like, you can't just have Richter say the phrase, I remember everything now, when he seems to be a sleeper agent. So, like, yeah,
I'm like,
completely given up on trying to figure
I thought
out.
you meant he remembers everything now, after waking up. How did you do it? Stabbed him.
I took the place of the headsman.
Yeah, no, that was the part I just saw. And how the hell did you pull that off? He sits up, leaning against one of the rocks behind us.
I snuck into the stables and found the headsman. Once there, I thought I was caught and done for, but he actually ended up helping me.
Really?
Yes, he gave me his great axe and retrieved my horse for me. I'm sure he's okay, because he can't really be punished for being robbed. He must have been very fond of you.
Lyle chuckles to himself, that soft laugh almost as warm as the fire. It's all so confusing, though. Why would the headsman help Lyle save me from the execution? I was under the assumption that the headsman would carry out his orders no matter what. I looked into your eyes one time, and you told me to fuck off, and we didn't really talk. And I was like, he must be innocent. Why would he help you save me?
It's funny, really. He said he had received a vision.
A vision?
He's a very holy man, as I'm sure you know.
Yes, I'm aware.
This vision told him that if I came down to the stables on the day of your execution, he was to help me. God must really love you. This is really heavy-handed. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Tigran did.
Cut to the colored pencil filter, like thumbs up at the camera.
Yeah. That's what Tigran did. He loved me. They loved me. They somehow managed to twist the events into playing out in our favor. They're not supposed to do that, though. I guess so. What happened to Tigran?
The headsman said that you were of great importance.
What does this mean?
I didn't want to question it, though. I saw the chance and I took it. I didn't really have another choice.
Tigran saved me, but what did it cost them? Clearly it was something big. What if our connection got worse? A flurry of thoughts and worries run through my mind, the chilling breeze not making things any better.
Richter,
Ah!
I said, do you know what the headsman was on about?
Oh. I try to formulate a careful reply, but I feel stuck. I want to tell him what it truly means. I want to open up and come forward about all of it. Tigran clearly trusts him enough to center my entire escape around him, but I can't. I'm not sure. At least not right now. I'll tell him later tonight. I can't keep it from him to forever. You were planning on telling him
There won't be a
today?
tonight.
What, like, just tell him then. What?
There will be a tonight.
What is it? Why later today? Especially him.
Well, I certainly owe him one. I don't think I'll get the chance to make good on that, though. After I rescued you, I got us out of there as fast as I could. We took the main road for a while, but then I changed our course further north. It took a day's ride, but we're far away from the capital city now. It even managed to snow on the way here, so no chance of hoofprints being left behind.
And where is here?
We're just a half day's ride from north of Hailing Cove in the woods at the base of the mountains. It's not the middle of nowhere, but we should be safe here for a while. I went to one of the markets in Hailing Cove to pick up some supplies.
That's right. I've been spotted. They'll be here any minute. Wasn't that risky? I'm pretty sure we're wanted all over.
News about our crimes hadn't made it to Hailing Cove yet. Also, I made sure to hide my identity, and I didn't stay long.
I would hope not. I'd hate to be left here alone for too long. Even if I was out for it.
Don't worry.
Lyle comes back and a bear is just dragging Richter off by the ankle. A week into his coma.
You were safe here. I wasn't gone long, and I made sure everything was secure before I left.
In the wild.
Besides, the huntsmen make sure that there aren't many predators in these forests.
Okay, there's the... Calm down, I was only joking. I'd rather be left here than go into town and face getting recognized.
I'm sure your wanted poster is very handsome.
It better be. Nails
When I was
emoji.
there, I picked up plenty of things that will help us.
With what?
What do you think? Being out here in the wilderness. We can't just rent a room at the tavern.
Fair.
I had plenty of gold set aside and managed to snatch it before I escaped. We've got plenty of food and supplies to start us out.
That's very good to hear. The idea that we won't be starving certainly makes me feel better. Not only that, but my face feels fresh, and my hair feels much cleaner than it was in the dungeons. Were you washing my hair?
Yeah.
He stands up, throwing his cape back.
Didn't want you to wake up feeling like you were still in a dungeon.
I truly don't deserve him. As a friend and a lover. Watching him get up, I managed to get a good look at his armor. It's studded leather with studded leather rubber baby. It's studded leather with chainmail, woven imagery adorning the leather padding. On his gauntlet and pauldron, the family crest of the Reeds is painted. He's from the Wolf House of Witchers. New armor?
Old, actually. My other set of armor was more ceremonial. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing it on the battlefield.
It looks nice on you. I love the chaps.
Thank you. I do too. Much more comfortable than that full body gambeson.
And that must be your horse over there.
That's it.
The horse calmly rests by the tree he's hitched to. His black coat shines like coal, contrasted against the snowfall. I thought it was the helmsman's horse. Headsman's horse.
Yeah, I also assumed that, but
He just also was able to get his horse to be ready, I guess. I guess if it was the stables. He has a long curly white mane which rests on his thick neck and down his back in thick ringlets. I guess I just figure you would use the headsman's horse because you're supposed to be disguising yourself as the headsman. So
right. Yeah, like the thing that tipped Adrius off was the color of his cloak underneath. So
Yeah,
he
but you think
didn't
he
recognize a different horse.
yeah. It's Lyle's iconic character design horse. Above all that, he's huge. He's beautiful. One of the prettiest horses I've ever seen.
His name's Finley. He was given to me when I was knighted. Raynar knew I would need a horse big enough to carry all of this. Oh my, the dumpy.
My giant ass.
Damn.
At Mac. He gestures to himself, closing his eyes with a humble expression. I've seen the merch. Well, he's as big as I remember him being when you galloped over the fields outside of... My mind goes back to that day, and I'm almost able to see a bit of it a bit more clearly. Constant flashes of his trauma in the corner. All of the bad memories seem to
still hear his voice.
Yeah, sometimes I can still hear his voice. Gay, homosexual, gay. All of the bad memories seem to overpower the stunning visual of Lyle riding over the hills. The bad memories overpower the visual. The worst memories.
Are you okay?
No? The dry wounds on my back feel more noticeable, and I readjust my shirt.
What happened after the trial? What did he do to you?
The question causes me to wince. It's a question I was hoping to avoid, but he seems to have figured out something's happened. That much is true. I think you know. He looks hurt, like he was just punched in the gut, but then requests again with a bit of impatience.
My mind is coming to many conclusions, but no, I don't know. I want to know.
I was tortured.
How?
He takes no time to register this information, as if he already knew what I was going to say. My voice catches in my throat, but it feels more like I'm about to throw up. Thinking back on it, the muscles in my body begin to tense. I can imagine every bone in my body aching like they did those many days ago. Please, don't make me talk about it.
Richter. I won't force you to talk about it, but I need to know what happened. Please, if you could just...
I won't force you, but...
I will keep
Pretty
asking
please.
forever.
He's just gonna lift his shirt and show him the tramp stamp.
The desperation in his voice bleeds out more and more with each word.
I need to know, because I'd never forgive myself if I wasn't able to give you support.
He approaches me slightly, but I back away from him. This causes him to take a deep... autopilot there. This causes him to take a step back, his feet crunching the stiff grass.
Please. I just want to...
Can I just show you? He bites his lip at hearing this, eyes darting all over me.
Show me?
I pull my legs out from the bedroll and sit on top of it. The leathery surface is stiff and cold on the outside, but it feels almost refreshing. I was secretly hoping you just already knew. One less problem to bring up. I shift around on my knees and face away from him. Reaching down, I slowly pull up my shirt from the bottom and over my head. My hair falls down around my shoulders, spilling down onto my upper back and brushing against the scars. I don't have a reason for it, but I'm overwhelmed with embarrassment, my face becoming hot. At first, I hear nothing from Lyle, with him having somewhat a delayed reaction. He lets out a choking gasp, like he's at a loss for words. Tears begin welling up in the corners of my eyes, so heavy that when I blink, they fall straight down rather than streaming down my cheeks. I hear them stumble forward, drawing in a sharp breath before belting out a stream of sobs. So I got hung up on the over-explained logistics of this bit. It's like he's crying so hard they don't go on his cheeks. That's an intensity of... I don't...
Like they're flying off his face.
Huh. Some physical events in this are just over-explained, but in a way where I'm more confused by the explanation.
No. Why did...
Regicide is the why.
Yeah.
Every word after that falls from his mouth in some form of gibberish. He then throws out a string of swears. Some sound like they're in a different language. It's a thick and heavy language, one I've only ever heard from travelers who got too drunk at the local tavern.
You went to the tavern? What? Never caught that one before.
The local tavern in Erin or in
yeah, that's what I
Lyre?
assume he's saying.
It's not as bad as it looks. I can barely feel it anymore. He continues to sob, now taking his large paws and gently examining the area.
How could he?
It's like Leaf said. Every word uttered comes out in a shaky voice. Human wounds heal pretty fast. The tears aren't flowing any faster, but the muscles in my face begin to tense, and I start to grit my teeth. The pads on his gentle fingers brush over the branding scar, sending a shiver throughout my whole body.
What else did he do?
The voice I hear almost doesn't sound like Lyle at all.
Gave me a sorry.
Gave me a hallucinogen. He pulls his hand away, and I turn around, bringing my arms together and holding them tight against my body. Lyle's standing, pacing around the area, running around, his paws over his head, his ears being pushed back every time. I bet you feel like an asshole now for glomping me. And I'm covered in like whip and branding scars. He starts breathing rapidly, each breath drawn into his body, making him inflate with rage. Uh-huh.
I swore I wouldn't let him hurt you.
Inflates you big and angry.
He's going to pay. He's going to pay for this. Fuck.
Come on, give me a fun foreign swear.
Yeah.
I want to hear those.
He throws his paws down around his waist, then quickly brings them back up, bringing them in the air. I've never seen him so furious. Whoa! The whites of his eyes turn a dark yellow. What?
He's angry, yeah.
If I blinked, I would most likely have missed it happening.
I swear I'll fucking kill him.
In this universe, eyes changing color means you're like using a power or being possessed or something. Lyle falls to his knees in front of me, his armor clattering as he does. His face is tensing, the muscles in his nose pulling his chops back, his eyes twitching. I watch him in a dazed state, the tears no longer rushing down my cheeks. Eyes wide, mouth dry, all I can do is sit there and watch him crumble to the ground. At that moment, he looked as if he'd already killed Adrius. Yeah, that guy. I shifted in my seated position and moved forward, falling into him. I wrap my arms around him and press my body into his. The cold steel parts of his armor shocks me for a moment, but I don't pull away. After hugging for a bit, he begins to calm down as his breathing steadies. He gently wraps his arms around me and buries his nose into my hair. We just sit there for a moment, rocking side to side, ever so slightly. He manages to smell as he always did. Sweet coconut, like the warm winds on the beaches of Erin.
I'm so sorry.
I adjust my arm and pat him on the back. His cape is rough and sturdy, made of a thick fabric which is much different from the old one. Don't be. After a couple minutes of silence, Lyle mumbles into my ear.
Can I bandage you? The wounds look pretty healed, but I want to make sure they're protected. Honestly, this is the kind of thing where it's like, you should have checked on this.
Yeah.
The week he was in a coma.
He was unconscious for a week, which was an unnecessary amount of time to put in the story, because it kind of it introduces this mess here where it's like he was unconscious for a week, and you introduced the idea that he was grooming him, but he somehow never discovered the scars on his back and didn't think to check on his unconscious husband character guy while he is continually unconscious for a week. Like any kind of physical examination of this guy that's been a prisoner for a month and spent 2 of the last weeks unconscious, apparently. You think it would come up at some point. Sure. Lyle sits up and takes a deep breath. He then crawls over to a large rucksack and riffles through it.
Yeah. I wish I knew you had those scars. You were so weak when I took you off my horse. I was afraid if I touched you too much, you...
He pulls out a cloth and a roll of bandages.
Turn around, please. You what? You what?
You're just gonna just die of weakness. If you touch him too much, he'll just die. But you can wash his hair. I do as he says, sitting cross-legged on the bedroll. I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself down. I just feel so broken. I'm not able to process my emotions properly right now. Lyle dips the rag into the pail, water dripping off onto the ground as he brings it over.
Tell me if it hurts and I'll stop.
I'll be fine. He presses the rag onto my back, gently dabbing it onto the scars. You can go a bit harder if you need to.
No, I can't. There's some scabbing and I don't want to mess with it too much.
How long is the brand now? How old is the brand now, I mean? Was there a week-long time
skip? I feel like that happened
after
right before... Yeah, I think the brand was after the time skip.
So it was time skip, then branding and execution, I think?
Yeah. The
So
time skip, I
it's-
think, happened basically before all of the... Well, I'm trying to... He got knocked out, and I think that was literally... They said it was 2 weeks after he got punched in the face and knocked out and taken to the dungeons. Then he got tortured.
I feel like he got knocked out at the trial, fell unconscious for a week, then got tortured with a whip and hallucinogenics, and then I think he lost a week to the drug, and then he got branded and was supposed to be executed, and then he lost a week to laying on the floor here.
Okay.
This is an incredible amount of being in a coma in a medieval setting and managing to survive with a body.
There's that interesting bit of like anime logic where like characters will just tend to somebody and be very certain that like, I'm sure they'll wake up. This is fine. Like,
He breathes through his skin.
we're not even going to talk about bedpans. Fuck that. I'm just going to clean the surface.
Bedpans and soup cloths. He continues to lightly massage my back with the rag, working his way down. Once he finishes, he uses the dry part of it to dry the area.
I'm honestly amazed at how fast these have healed. I knew humans had this unique ability, but I didn't realize it was so strong.
I am tickled by the idea of giving humans anything worthwhile. Like, just give us one thing. We don't get to be anything cool, but we're self-healing, I guess. He begins to unravel some of the bandages and starts wrapping them around my lower torso. It's not really something I notice. It's always been this way. His strong paws weave around my body, swathing me in the stretched cloth. Each time he touches me, the sensation manages to stay for a moment.
Should keep everything nice and safe.
Before he finishes, he rubs his thumb near the area where the branding scar is.
Damn you, Adrius.
He ties off the bandages and claps his paws together, brushing the palms.
All set.
I turn around and pick up my shirt, sliding it back on and pulling my hair out from the inside of the collar. Thank you.
I do have to point out, as much as I keep nitpicking the writing, like, the background CG here is one of the best in the game, and paired with this fucking music, man, like, what a solid ass atmosphere. Like, I just can't.
Yeah.
I can only be so salty in this space, because this is great right now. Like,
Yeah, all of this right here is very well
what a
done.
good-looking visual novel.
It's no problem at all. Actually, would you mind helping me with something?
Not at all.
Could you help me out of this armor? I need to start preparing the turkey. I'm talking about your ass.
The country. The
Turkey,
country
the
turkey.
country, yeah.
Which is why it's capitalized. Capitalization is so strange throughout this entire story. He nods his head in the direction of the dead bird, the feathers of the bird's fan blowing in the gentle breeze. Sure. Can you not get it off on your own? I can never get off on my
Is
own.
that actually what you call the tail feathers of a turkey, a fan?
Maybe?
'Cause he's been very good about, like, the terminology in this game. Like,
Yeah.
I really trust Atmac when he's, like, you know, naming armor and shit.
It's just an awkward phrasing where you expect it to be like, the turkey, its tail feathers, like, rustling in the breeze, but it's like, it managed to, like,
Yeah, when
become,
you-
like, an overly wordy word, a sentence that has to,
Right.
like, kind of over-describe what it's saying in a weird way. It calls attention to the word choice, because you question the word choice in the more awkward sentence.
Yeah, when you could just say its feathers are blowing.
He begins to unlatch the leather straps on the breastplate.
Oh, believe me, I can. It just takes forever.
Walking over to one of the rocks, he sits down on it and continues undressing. I stand up successfully and walk over to him as he fiddles with the straps on of his gauntlet. My legs feel a bit unsteady, but I manage just fine. Here. I take his arm and pull the straps away, slipping the gauntlet off of his paw.
Thank you. That's always the hardest part.
Once the gauntlet's off, I remove his pauldron and the chainmail padding on his other shoulder. Those are a bit more tricky, but once off, he rolls his shoulders in size. Why do you put all of this on anyway? Just to go hunt for a turkey?
You forget we're wanted criminals.
I unlatch his cape from the leather clasps and bundle it up, setting it down on the rock next to us.
I don't want to be caught unarmed and unarmored.
Right. Like now? Now onto the breastplate. He's already undone a few of the buckles, so I just undo the back. Some of the parts on the back weren't even latched. There's no way that Lau would be able to reach back there, so don't bring it up. Oh yeah, how did he put the armor on? Unless he's never taken it off. I wonder how he put it on if he can't get it back off. I take each
The horse is
component.
very good with its hooves.
Talented orator. I take each component away one at a time and set them neatly off to the side. By the end of it, Lau's left in just a pair of trousers. I fold up a colorful red tartan and place it neatly on top of the cape. Lyle throws on a shirt from the rucksack, pulling it over his head and pushing his neck fur out of through the neck hole. It falls down around his shoulders, chest, and back in large tufts.
That feels much better. Thank you.
I nod my head before I can think of what to do next, he dives into one of the drawstring bags.
Do you want to feed Finley?
Oh. Sure.
I've got some carrots here for him. He carried the both of us for a whole day, so I think it's time the two of you were properly acquainted.
He tosses me a carrot, and I barely catch it, fumbling it in my hands.
Just go on up to him and hold it out near his mouth. He won't bite.
Immediately bites. Lyle picks up the turkey and brings it over to a large rock further away from the camp, the large knife in his hand. He lays a leather tarp on the rock and begins plucking the feathers away from the body, and it's at this point I realize I'd rather not watch. I take a few slow steps towards Finley, but he barely acknowledges my presence. Once I get close enough to touch him, I reach out and run my hand along his dark coat of fur. His ears turn back, a sign that he's noticed me, and I gently continue to brush him with my hand. I walk up to where his head is and hold out the carrot. He doesn't seem interested in it. I place my hand on his nose and rub it in steady motions. Suddenly he lifts his head and nips at my fingers. I pull away and call out in the direction of Lyle, my eyes still trained on Finley. He tried to bite me, I think.
Don't worry, he's just nervous.
Also, I lied.
He needs a little reassurance.
You did start touching him without introducing yourself first, so you could have gotten kicked.
He won't actually bite you.
He'll just play bite. You might lose some fingers.
Yummy.
I take his word to heart and hold out my hand again, this time petting up near the bridge of the nose. I'm just scared because I'm already reading a different furry visual novel where somebody's arm gets bitten off by a horse.
Let's go.
It's one of the most popular ones, too.
Wait, what?
Yeah, which one are we talking about?
Lookouts.
Oh, I have not.
Oh, okay.
I've always wanted to read that.
Yeah, there's a whole backstory to why the protagonist only has one arm.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Finley closes his eyes and snorts, which makes me laugh. He seems to be leaning into my hand at this point. I hold out the carrot again, and Finley takes it in his mouth. With each bit I help push into his mouth, he chews it up, and soon it's gone. He's very pleasant.
I'm glad you're getting along with him. He tends to like everyone.
I can now hear Lyle
Unspecial.
chopping... You're completely unspecial. I can now hear Lyle chopping the turkey up into different sections. I can also smell it. Fresh meat. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Poor guy was under strict guard in the stables. I'm certain he grew to detest whoever had to guard him. I'm hoping he bit them at least.
I thought you said he doesn't bite. I'd pay to see Adrius get bit by him.
Yeah.
I look back at Finley, his eyes black like ink and shining bright. He's such a gentle creature. Tigran helped make him. They also created that turkey. And Lyle. It's funny, someone like the headsman is a horseman and Finley is a horse.
don't go here, Richter.
We're doing the goofy paradox. Here we go. I don't... It's weird trying to reconcile the idea that Tigran created so much because they're so weak now and not able to do anything anymore. In the most literal sense, they didn't create any of these characters because I don't think they've had power in centuries.
Yeah, what it even means for him to be a god is just so unclear. I just skim right over it.
Yeah, he's more like a force ghost
Yeah.
by now. Even though the similarities are there, I rarely ever notice them. It's just natural to me, I suppose. There's plenty of differences, but the likeness raises plenty of questions. I'll have to ask Tigran sometime. I'll have to tell Lyle about Tigran as well. Perhaps when we eat. Lyle tosses some of the turkey's bits into the worn-out bag, and then places the meat and other parts that need to be cooked onto a small board. After he sets the board by the campfire, he takes the small tarp with the rest of the meat and ties it up like a bag.
At night I'll hang this in one of the trees so nothing can get to it.
Good idea. He takes the pail of water near the fire and begins to wash the pieces of meat off one by one. After all of them are cleaned off, he places them into the pot of boiling water.